Good afternoon. I'm working from home this afternoon because of that package that I need to sign for, which is making its final attempt today. So if I don't receive it today, they're probably going to send it back to the store or the online website that I ordered it from. So I don't want that to happen. It's almost 1 o'clock right now. So honestly, I'm pretty sure that I feel like it's going to deliver later, closer to like 3 to 5 o'clock, but I'll be here. I haven't worked from home yet, so it's gonna suck because I only have my laptop. At work, I have like a desktop and 2 monitors, which is, a very nice setup to do work on. So here, I might be feeling a little lackluster. It's actually starting to get hot. I'm not sure if it'll cool down later on, but it is approaching summer, I suppose, or maybe it's still early on in spring. I don't know my seasons, but it's, I wasn't enjoying the heat, and I don't think Riley was either, so it was a very short walk. And it also sucks walking around here. That's another thing I just thought of. If I don't have sidewalks, then I have to walk around the street, and the street is black pavement, so it's more likely to be hot for her paws, which is not good. I want to protect her pawsies. So, short walk. I will probably try to walk her again later on when it's cooler, which might be really late because it's been bright out here until like 6:30. But yeah, I'm going to sit here and try to do some work, maybe until the point where I'm starting to feel agitated or something, and then I'll take a break and maybe, I don't know, find something to do. Read, watch some Entourage. For those that don't know, and I probably don't think I've mentioned it before, Entourage is my favorite TV show of all time. It's very humorous. I've watched it many times over. There was also a movie that came out for it, so all of that. I love the show so much. It's very funny. It's closer to the humor that I like, which is very like blunt and not afraid to hold yourself back kind of humor. And also, there's no censoring, which I can't stand censoring. So that's not to say I want to see tits and ass and all of that in my shows. I just don't like it when they act like they need to hide that from you.
Awesome, up all night, Johnny Carson. I ain't got a Benz, no, just a Honda, but try and get my money like an anaconda. Real long, across the country, smoke joints in the whip, no cop can bust me. Driving to the police, blue lives ain't a race. Fuck whoever said this rap shit was never a race. This shit a marathon. Money you motherfuckers and carry on. Claiming that you really got this shit, you got your Jim Carrey on. Liar, liar, I might crucify ya. No.
The final fashion item that I ordered just arrived. It's my booties. So honestly, in person, these look so much nicer than in the pictures. I ordered a 6.5. These are also Valentinos, as you can tell from the rock studs. But they're a tiny bit tight. Not tight enough that it's squeezing my foot, but my foot can't actually move too much in here. I'm thinking that as I wear it more, it'll probably not feel so bad. Honestly, my other booties are kind of tight as well, but they haven't given me issues for long-term wear. But yeah, so as you can see, I have my jeans folded up. That way it doesn't collide with the booty at the ankle area. So I'm thinking that I want to go to the tailor today since I'm home. I think there's a local one that had good reviews, but I want to basically bring like all of my jeans that are long like this and get them hemmed so that they fall right where I fold it. I'm going to head out really quick and bring all of this to the tailor to get hemmed. I'm pretty sure all of these are too long for me in some way, and I just never bothered to hem them because it's a pain, but if I do all of them at once, then maybe I won't feel so bad. Okay, right now it's almost 7 o'clock. I finished watching The Commuter with Liam Neeson. I, of course, went into it not expecting anything amazing. So, action movie with a very plot. I mean, it was like they tried to make it creative with the whole find someone on a train thing, but I don't really like plots where it's kind of like some rich and powerful people want somebody dead because they know something that will screw them over. They want to cover something up. And sometimes, like, I know it really depends on the movie, but sometimes I just don't like shitty people, powerful people trying to cover up their shitty choices, and they just use money or like whatever to try to get people to do what they want. So this movie was pretty much like that, and it does feel a little weird to be watching Liam Neeson do action movies because, you know, he's pretty old. He has the acting chops for dramas, so I don't know why he's doing movies like. I might try to take a break from Dota these next few days because I've been playing a lot, and that's not the problem. I don't mind playing something a lot if I'm enjoying it, but I feel like I've been getting a little aggravated when I play. That, or I feel really detached because I'm trying not to get pissed off, I suppose, because the people I'm playing with aren't the same skill level, and it feels like WoW again when I'm doing a dungeon, and there's like certain people that clearly, I guess, aren't the same skill level, so it sucks. I'm not a big fan of that. I do admit that's a flaw that I have, that I'm not very tolerant and patient with people who just aren't as good. But yeah, might as well just like take a break, distance myself a little bit. That way I'm not spending my time in that negative mindset. So now that I have one movie down, I am thinking of my next, which I think will be You Were Never Really Here with Joaquin Phoenix, who is awesome. So like, I know I describe all these actors in the same way, like amazing, awesome, but the ones that I choose to watch movies for, they are just always, they should be great. So Joaquin Phoenix, the first movie I ever saw him in was in Gladiator, and he played his role so well. You know when someone that plays an evil character, if they play it so well that you hate the shit out of them as that character, then you know he did an amazing job in that role. So he was so good in that movie. Unfortunately, the latter half of my freshly meals I'm not really a big fan of. So basically all of their meat and then vegetable side dishes, I don't know, I think I was stupid for ordering them because they're not I don't like them. I don't like it when there's a bunch of sauce on my meat, and it feels like every single place, or I don't know, maybe most people drench their food in sauce, and I don't like that at all. So basically all of their meat is drenched with sauce. Barbecue or freaking buffalo, I don't know, but it's just drenched in sauce, and then I don't like that. So I have one more left in there, and I am actually a little bit hungry right now, but maybe it's just because I feel like eating something. I link watching stuff with eating stuff so much that if I'm watching something, I think I naturally think about, oh, I want to eat something, or I want to do something while I'm watching, and eating is like my go-to. So it's amazing that I'm not overweight. No, I'm kidding. I don't really eat that much, I don't think. But I don't know. I kind of do want to eat something, but I have nothing here. And they're not delivering groceries tonight because I think all of the delivery for tonight is booked. I tried earlier, so my next one is tomorrow at 7 to 8 p.m. So I can't just have groceries deliver me stuff to eat. And look what we have here. This looks so freaking delicious. Honey mustard dressing. Okay, now it is time to start my movie. I don't know if the lighting here sucks, but I just wanted to give a really quick update because I kind of haven't been recording today. Nothing unusual going on, but I did get a call from the motorsport place, and they said that my 2 bearings are on back order, which sucks because if they can't find it from another vendor, it could take weeks for them to receive it, and that means weeks without riding. So what I thought would be a 1-week procedure might take much longer. So that's so upsetting. I really hope I hear from them soon with good news, because I am so eager to get my bike back and see the color and see it all, you know, well polished and everything. But if I have to wait a month, that's gonna, oh, that'll be too much for me. But it's actually only 11 o'clock, but I'm actually gonna get ready for bed because I just finished a movie, Den of Thieves, not good, and I'm tired. So I like my sleep. I've been getting good sleep, so I'm gonna keep it up. If I'm tired, I don't want to do anything. I'm not gonna be into it, so I'm gonna go to bed. Hi. Once again, it has been a couple days since I've sat down during my lunch break to talk a little bit. I am pretty eager for my lunch. I bought more salmon, and honestly, so whenever I watch those cooking shows and you see Gordon Ramsay yelling at them not to cook the fish too long or something like that, I was thinking about that last night when I was making my food, and I definitely cooked the salmon too long, but I don't know, like, it doesn't taste bad to me. And I put the fish in first, that way I made sure that it was fully cooked along with my potatoes. So I probably cooked it too long, but it doesn't taste bad, so I don't mind. It might not be the proper way to cook it. I was basically stir frying my salmon. So, oh well. I've been really enjoying eating it, even though it is kind of expensive, I guess, like close to $10. There's a Dota miner starting, damn, someone with their dog walking right in front of the house. So creepy because I have my blinds open to let the sunlight in, and that was kind of unexpected. I'm looking out onto the street. Cabbage is so delicious. I love vegetables. I'm not sure if people know that about me or not, but even though I like meat, I just tend to really enjoy a wide variety of vegetables, and I always cook them the same way. I just put oil and salt and then maybe a little bit of water if I want it to soften, but I love vegetables, and cabbage is so easy to make taste good. Right, so there's a Dota 2 miner starting in about 12 hours in Kiev. So it is Star Ladder, and since it is a minor, it seems like a lot of the top teams aren't really participating in minors anymore because the points that you accrue from winning these events is such a drastic difference from a major that it kind of doesn't always seem worth it anymore. So there are a few teams that are attending this one that I have some interest in. None of my favorites, not newbie or VP. VP is already way ahead of the curve. I'm not going to be watching it that much, I think, unless it happens to be on at a good time for me, or if I hear that there is an amazing game that I should watch the VOD for. Also, further puppy updates. It seems that he will be picking up his puppy next Thursday and arriving home Thursday night here. So the breeder is located in Somerset, Pennsylvania. So he will be flying there mostly for a business trip first, and then he's gonna stop by, pick up the puppy, and then come back. So that'll be really, really cool. He finally bought his supplies today. And honestly, I don't know, I feel like when you first start looking up, you know, dog ownership and stuff like that, people make it seem like, oh, dogs are so expensive. And yes, you have to buy supplies for your dog, but like when I was looking at the list that I created for him on Amazon in terms of what you will want, it's really not that much. I think a lot of the essentials are just one-time buy, and then that's it. Plus, I don't need to bring her to the vet except once a year for a, I guess, annual health exam just to make sure she's doing okay. And then aside from that, you pay for heartworm medication and flea and tick medication. I think it's roughly $200 for both of those for 6 months supply. So it's not terrible. The other thing that might be a little bit more costly for her is just that I personally choose to feed raw food. So that costs me $200 every other month because I'm buying in bulk. So it's kind of like $100 a month, which is, I guess, a lot for most people. Because if you think about it, if you buy dry food, then it lasts, say you spend $40 every 2 months for one dog. That's a huge price difference, right? But raw food is very good for your dog, and I feel like it has good benefits. It makes her poop less smelly, and it's usually kind of like less quantity. It's like a little bit drier, and it's just smaller. So that's always nice, although sometimes it comes out like really dry, so that's a little creepy when it's like freaking pellets. He will probably be starting the puppy, aka Aegon. He's naming it Aegon, based on a song of Ice and Fire, I believe. But he will be training Aegon on the e-collar starting at the 3-month mark. 2 months might be a little bit too young for them to start on the e-collar, but they're still going to be training early on, even though most of it is dominated by potty training and crate training. Those are the two most important ones, I would say, at the early stages, because obviously potty training is something you have to like watch them 24/7, because the more instances you catch them before they go indoors and bring them outside, I would like to think that the faster they'll learn if you have a smart puppy. And then crate training is important too, because it allows you to leave your house and feel confident that your dog will be safe and that they will also be, you know, calm, not going crazy. That is a little hard for a puppy in the very beginning, so I do imagine it will take him a while of the puppy just whining nonstop. Trust me, that is the worst phase of owning a dog. I was going crazy. I think that she whined so much and I hated it so much that whining in any form started to trigger me. Like, it would make me angry. So even now, sometimes, even though like I feel very confident that she never whines, but there are times where maybe I'm like playing Dota and she's on place, and then I hear something that I think sounded like a whine, and then I look at her, I'm like, was that you? Did you just whine? I hate whining so much. But yeah, so I'm gonna see if I'll ask him if I could come see the puppy next week. There are times, like once in a while, I don't really know how frequent it is, but sometimes she makes noise that wakes me up and ends up being a little bit persistent at that moment. So for example, last night, she was like licking herself for maybe like close to a minute straight. And I know a minute doesn't sound like a long time, but if I'm lying there and I just if I woke up from her making noise and I'm lying there listening to her licking herself for a minute straight, then I kind of start to get a little irritated, because just generally in the crate, I don't want her to be messing around. I just want her to just be in there and just hang out, chill. Like, don't be for like a freaking whole minute. And like, maybe for people that aren't around dogs very much, but for me at least, when she's licking herself, that, like, can you imagine someone making that sound for like consistent minute or something? It starts to get very annoying. So she was doing that last night in the middle of the night, and I was like kind of irritated. I was like, stop it, or I was like, quiet. Oh, that's another thing. I'm so curious to see how big he'll get, because I was stupid. I thought that Riley was 40 pounds. Riley is like 33 or 34 pounds, which is even smaller than I imagined. Apparently her mom is 40 pounds and her dad is like 50 to 60. But she's like, I always knew she was small, but 30 something pounds is ridiculously small. So maybe male version Aegon will be like double her size. That would be really, really cool to see. Hey, too rushed. Good. No rushing, okay? Break. Good. See? Uppers. Go ahead. Just pushes Milo out of the way. Aww. So, look at that skinny neck of his. I really chopped his hair off around, like, look how bad it looks. Oh, I'm the worst. But you know what? He tends to have issues closer to his head, neck area when he's licking himself. So see how short? Big difference. Look at his back. So long.